Purahome. Today what we're going to show you how to do is to clean up a Desert Spring Home humidifier that many of our customers are enjoying. And we're going to change a descale filter, and we're going to clean up the mineral buildup in here and get the unit ready for winter humidification. So step one is you shut the water off to the humidifier. We'll ask Matt, our technician, to shut that off. If you have a saddle valve like this customer here, you just rotate the saddle valve clockwise, and now we've shut the water off to the unit. And what we're starting to do, as technology improves, you'll probably have a quick connect white and blue valve. You just rotate it 90 degrees. So now we've shut water off to the unit. Just press the auto flush button for a few seconds, and that's going to drain the unit of the water in there. Okay, now you can see it flashing and water is getting pumped out. That's going to empty the blue base of the water, which will get us to the next part to clean the humidifier up. Okay, so now that the water is shut off and the unit has been flushed, you're going to take the lid off. And there is a little bit of mineral buildup in here. That's a good sign that a lot of water is evaporated, which is the job of the unit. So we're going to clean that up. In case your humidifier, you've left it on so that it's running, make sure that it's not rotating by lowering the humidity setting. And what we're going to do is take the drum out. This side with the duct is open and it slides right out. The other side has a shaft where the motor is, so what you have to do is gently pull it out. And now that I've got the drum out, we're just going to put it in a tub. So you want to be prepared with the tub. And now we're ready to demineralize it. So what we would like to do is, with the use of vinegar or an acid that's commonly available in a hardware store, we're going to pour some in the tray. And I'm going to add a little bit of water because this is it has enough acid to demineralize the housing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use these 3 tabs right here as my guide. So when I rotate it, and if you notice I just have protection on my hands because you don't want acid touching your hands. I'm going to add a bit of water into this container, and then I'm going to start rotating the drum. And I'll stop at the 12 o'clock position with this tab here. And I'll let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes so that the bottom third of this drum can really demineralize. And then what I'll do in another 20 minutes is I'll rotate it one more third of the way, and then I'll wait 20 minutes, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, so I'm going to add water to this tub, and now we just play a waiting game, and we're going to let it demineralize. Okay, so now that our dehumidifier drum is demineralizing, what we're going to do is take this opportunity. Matt here, our technician, Matt, can you just point to the descale filter? Okay, there's the descale filter there. That reduces the hard mineral buildup in the humidifier. It's a quick connect filter, so Matt, our technician, is going to take it out and put a new one in. So now you're going to learn how to do that in your own home.
First thing you want to do is apply pressure on this little collar located on the end here. And by applying pressure, you're going to have this thing, the tube will be removed. There may be residual water in the line, so just be careful. If you have it come down, you might get wet, so have a container or a towel on hand. Same with the other side, exact same thing, pressure on the collar, removal of the tube. In some cases this might be tight, so you'll have to cut these and make sure you have 2 on hand to replace. In this case we have just a little bit of slack here so I can slide it out. It's very important to remember that flow with this little arrow here has to be going toward the unit. If this goes in backwards, you will limit the flow.
Another thing to remember too is, in case you don't pay attention, we always like to say water flows downhill. And with all the inline filters, think of this as a hill, and if you're tobogganing, you're naturally going to go this way. That's also the direction of the water flow. So all manufacturers apply that principle. Water will always flow downhill, in this case to the right.
So now that we have the new filter, again, flow indicator going toward the system. We want to just slide it back in. exact same order. You just want to reinstall the line. Make sure that you press with a bit of force. You'll feel it go into the system and it will not go any farther. If you don't press that tube in far enough, it will leak. So if you give it a little light pull, you'll notice it's going to hold its spot. That's a good sign that it's all the way in. Same with the other side. I'm going to give it a light pull. From here, you can just tighten up these straps once the unit's in position where you want it. Now you just replace your scale connector.
Okay, so now the next step then for the humidifier is we're going to clean the lid and we're going to clean the blue base. So what I'm going to do is just dunk a paper towel in my diluted acidic cleaner that's demineralizing the drum. And you can see the bubbling action. That's chemistry 101. The minerals are alkaline, the cleaner is acidic. They will react, and the result is salt and water, which easily rinses off. And now what we've done is cleaned our cap. Okay? So we'll give this guy a quick rinse. I'm going to proceed to the inside of the blue base now that the water has been drained and it's empty. Here we have a silver cube. Just going to wipe it off. The idea of the silver cube is to keep the unit bacteriostatic. And I'm just going to slowly wipe everything out. Okay, so as we finish cleaning inside the unit, I want you to see that because we had a descaler in this customer's home, I didn't even have to use any acidic cleaner or vinegar in here. Everything wiped up beautifully inside. And take your time, work on the float. Make sure you clean the float above and below, which I'm doing my best right now. I'm cleaning the arm. Okay, so the unit is actually very clean. So now what the next step is to turn the water back on. And what we want to do is just rinse any remaining mineral that maybe is in here down the drain. So let's turn the water back on. Again, if you have a saddle valve, you turn the water on counterclockwise. So now you should see water flowing into the unit. Okay, and what we're going to do is let it fill up. And after a few moments, what you're going to do is press your auto flush button for 3 to 4 seconds to help flush out any residual mineral that is still in the tank or stuck in the drain. Now you can see that it is flushing, and you can repeat this process 2 or 3 times just to get the unit as clean as possible. Each auto flush cycle lasts about 1 minute. Okay, so now that our drum has soaked for an hour and I've rotated it 3 times, again you can have it overnight. You can give it a little scrub here and there where you actually see any mineral build up. Our drum here is actually very clean and in good shape. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put the drum back in the humidifier base, being careful not to spill any of the acidic solution on your floor. If you have a laundry tub, and in this case the customer doesn't, we advise you do this in the laundry tub, and then you can give the drum a bit of a rinse right in your laundry tub or even outside on the driveway. Here we don't have that luxury. So just carefully take your time. Pay attention to the shaft. Okay, one side is smooth, one side is pinched. The pinched side has to go towards the motor because that's how it rotates. Okay, so So I'm going to slowly angle it in. Smooth shaft, angle in to where the duct is. The other shaft is going to go where the motor is, and you gently pull apart the system so that the shaft fits where the motor is. So right now it's engaged. To make sure that it is in position, turn your humidifier dial to a higher setting, and you can see that it is engaged. And now what we do is we have a little bit of acidic solution still on the drum. So now what we want to do is go through another couple auto flushes. And this is a great way to rotate the system. We're getting the cleaner all through the drum. Press your button. And now we're flushing the water and much of the cleaner down the drain, which is good too if you have a condensate pump. It'll help clean your condensate pump out. And you repeat this process another 2 or 3 times. Okay, so we're basically one more final step to getting our unit ready for the upcoming winter season. I'm just going to flush it one more time. And while we're clearing out the water, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of our Benefect all-natural disinfectant, made in Canada. Wonderful product. It's less toxic than vinegar and baking soda. I'm just going to spray inside the drum. Now we did do a very thorough job cleaning. This can be done anytime during the winter season. In fact, I like to do it 3 or 4 times, usually at the beginning of a month. A really nice lemongrass and thyme aroma. And this all-natural disinfectant is going to, along with your auto flush, keep your humidifier as hygienic as possible. Step then is, now that we've cleaned our base lid, just slide it on. You'll notice that there is a notch on each side. In this case it fit in perfectly well, real easily. Drum is turning, and now you just choose the proper setting for your home. So I know our homeowner here, we figured out at right at 40. 41 is where they want their setting. Okay. Also be sure that the damper, we removed it because we want airflow going into the humidifier so that the damper is open, the water is on, and now our humidifier is ready for winter season.